people there, why is it so high in Africa? For question C. How do they transmit it? Sexual transmission.
I don't know how true this is, but this is one of the things I heard, is that there's a misconception that if you have sex with a virgin.
Exactly. Dr. Google. That's right. So you go on the internet, some guy says you can cure HIV by having sex with more people or burning whatever, and so there's misinformation. The malaria belt, how do you treat malaria? You give people what? Blood transfusions. So if 25% of your population has HIV, 25% of your blood supply is potentially contaminated, right? So that drives it. Poverty, no health care, blah, blah, blah. But this is mostly sexual transmission between individuals. Right? Make sense? So it's predominantly a body fluid, sexual transmitted disease, the main mode. Right? The IV drug use was really only popular here, more so than other countries. All right, so let's go back to our little case study and go through the risk for getting stuff. So if I give you contaminated blood, the risk would be darn high. That's what contaminated blood means. There's HIV in the blood, I put it into you, you are HIV. You're at step 1, automatically. Needle stick, future healthcare professionals is?
Medium.
Actually medium to low, depending on, why would it be less than the first one?
Way less.
Right, is it infected? How fresh is the blood? How deep did the needle go? Did you push the plunger? How deep in your skin? There's all these variables that make it less risky because HIV has to be in the fluid, right? Mosquitoes. No. Yeah, low, none. They do carry HIV, but they don't transmit it, thankfully. Breastfeeding, anyone know?
Medium.
None.
We don't know.
Oh.
We actually do not know. HIV is in breast milk, but we do not know if children get it because it's kind of unethical to give them HIV in milk, right, to test it. So that's why people are asked not to breastfeed if they're HIV positive, because we do not know the risk associated with that. But it would be in the milk, could end up in the child, could enter their cells. Same thing with this one. We don't know the risk of being inside mom, therefore we do not know. Babies can be born positive to positive parents. They can also be born negative to positive parents, so iffy. Right? How about kissing?
No.
Hopefully not, right? Who are you kissing, right? But normal kissing should not get any HIV between people. Pretty rare. French kissing?
None.
Same thing, none, right? There's not a lot of fluid, unless you have gaping, wounded, open sores. What the hell are you doing kissing these people, right? How about hugging people? Hopefully not. How about sharing it? Well, why would you share a toothbrush? But let's pretend you do, right? Risk would be relatively low, right? There's not a lot of fluid on a toothbrush. It's hard to get toothbrush fluid into you. Okay, dried blood?
Low.
Low. Because remember, HIV has to be in fresh fluid. It can't be dried, can't be out in the sun. Unprotected sex. In general, that's a risky behavior. Not all of them are the same. So, the first two, anal or vaginal sex, those are high risk. There's more blood contact, it's easier to tear linings, more fluid-to-fluid contact. Vaginal sex with an infected female. She has it, the male does not. That makes the risk become medium, less. So if you think about reproductive anatomy, there's less blood on the surface of a man's penis, as a general rule. Right? Therefore, it's harder for the virus to find a way in to the male. If you think about a female, menstruation, vagina, uterus, there's a lot of places for a virus to find a way into you. So internal parts can get the virus easier than external parts. Right? In case you know that word, that's oral sex, in case you know that. Blowjob. Blowjob in a male is?
Medium.
Low.
Low.
Same rule as above. It's harder to find a way into a penis from the outside. Oral sex on a female is also low, because it's hard to get fluid into the bloodstream. They're still risky, but they're less risky than the other ones. So the more internal the fluid can get, the more risk there is. So kissing on the lips, low risk. Right? Let's give you some other STDs. Why not? Yes, good question.
With like swallowing after oral sex is considered a low risk activity because it hits the stomach acid and dies.
Yes.
Why would the logic be different for breastfeeding?
That's what we don't know. It's because we can't test that. So the logic is the same, that HIV would not survive the stomach. The flaw in that thinking that people run to, well, the baby could be teething, all these other things, so there could be other routes than just the stomach. But you're right, if it's just purely the stomach, it would have the same low risk as those. But since we don't know that that's the only way in, then that's the question. And we can't test it. But you're right, if that were it, that would be true. So other STDs, you have gonorrhea or something, what happens to your risk?
Medium.
Way up, highest risk known, because why would other STDs make you risk go up?
Sores.
Body open sores in your body, right? You're doing dumb behaviors. Your immune system's having to fight everything else off. So you couple those together, your risk goes up. So more likely to get in, more presence of other STDs, bad behaviors. Make sense? Right. So the general idea is if I don't get exposure to my bloodstream, the risk is relatively low. So that was immunocompromised. That makes sense? Let's learn some other words that you have to know. Let's list them over here. Oh, wrong.